Welcome to this episode of Green Pastures. The topic for today's discussion is privacy, striking a balance between freedom and requiring responsibility for children. We have a wonderful panel for discussion here today.
Hi, I'm Neville Norona. I hail from Goa. I currently work with a private bank in Goa. I've come here with my wife Carol and our little one Joshua.
Hi, I'm Carol Norona. I'm from Goa. I'm here with my husband Neville and son Joshua. I am a teacher by profession, a mother and a wife by vocation, and a stay-at-home mom by choice.
I am Sister Joylyn, belonging to the Congregation of Holy Family. I'm working in Mary Mata province. Presently, I'm doing my Masters in Journalism and Mass Communication from St. Joseph's College, Irnyalakuda.
I'm Robin Mathai. I'm from Calicut in Kerala. I'm an engineer and an MBA by training. I work in the field of sales and marketing, and I'm based out of Dubai, UAE.
Privacy has become an essential factor in our lives today. We all are talking about privacy. But when it comes to the level of children, here we are drawing a middle line between the freedom that we should give to the children and the responsibility that we have towards them and their growth.
I think in every generation, every parent would have felt at some point or the other, this is the most difficult task given on to me as to how much should I hide from my child and what should I expose the child to. And particularly in today's generation, with internet being so accessible, with the mobile phones and smartphones from luxury in my childhood, maybe it didn't exist also, to now, today my children, or when they grow up, to becoming a necessity. Parents want to know where they are and to just get information for school projects and things, it has become a necessity. So drawing a line as to how much I should let them control that aspect as to this is my private, what I am doing right now on the internet or on my mobile phone, to telling them no, what you will do is out here. I feel my approach towards it would be anything to do with the internet or any information that you're getting from outside should pass through by me. I come from that school of thought. So you have it in my house, in the context of my house, in an area that is a family room or probably accessible to everyone. At all times, I hold the password to the Wi-Fi. So they cannot access it when I am not around or they have not asked for my permission. Also, they need the second part of your topic, the second half revolves around taking responsibility. Now, how does one take responsibility unless they are given the task where someone else is trusting them? It is only then that you can display how much you can be responsible. So, drawing that fine line as to whether my child will be responsible with this gadget, with this internet, begins with me training my child from childhood to make small choices and good choices. Not criticizing their choices, but rather giving them a choice. There is good, there is bad. You choose. It will be for your betterment. So, just quoting an example, nobody will eat the apple that I cut and I give, but if I lay a packet of chips, they would all want to go for it. I can let them choose between the apple and chips. Maybe someday they'll feel like eating an apple, the fruit, whatever the fruit is. After they realize that, my tummy is aching, I ate that chips yesterday, my palate is itching, I ate that chips yesterday. So, basically, they will reach the internet level later, but as I'm raising them, if I stand before them, help them make good choices, then I can not completely rest assured, but I can have some kind of trust that my child is going to make a good choice in my absence. Whereas when I'm present in the house, your school project, Your whatever information you want to do it in the domain where the rest of the family dwells. Because the evils of the internet are many, and you just never know. My child may be innocently doing the project and something can just pop up, which can make them curious. But for me to develop that relationship that he can turn back to me and say, Mama, what is this? And if I don't hide it and tell him, shut up, it's not for you, you'll grow up and you'll know it. But rather give information that is relevant to his age and truthful information. That will help them take responsibility tomorrow. And that is my views with regards to having privacy in my home. So somewhere we have to trust our kids also after a certain age. I can't trust my 4-year-old and say, no, she will do a good choice. But after I know that my upbringing has been well, then at that age where she needs to take responsibility, where the child needs to take responsibility, I should trust that she will take the right one.
Yes, the way you bring them up.
Yes, and that begins with this child in my hand, the way I bring them up. So it's a great task, this parenting.
From what Carol is saying, I can't agree more. It is a huge challenge.
Yes.
And we can't wish the internet away. We can't wish the smartphone or the iPad away. These are all going to be part of our lives, like it or not. And as the world progresses, these possibly become as essential as a fountain pen in the old days, where you need it. You can say it's not good, this fountain pen leaked in my pocket, so I will never use a fountain pen anymore. You can't.
Yes.
To be a contributing citizen in the world of the future, these things are required. So it's a tough choice. And there is no one size fits all, because parenting come in all shapes and sizes, and we can only do what we think is best and hope and pray that the outcome is along the lines of what we perceived. But there are a couple of things. I mean, curiosity in children, definitely. Peer pressure, definitely. All of these, and kids, teenagers are at that age where curiosity on the one side, amply supported by easy access to any kind of information, is mixing oil and fire. The one thing possibly that we can do is to create an atmosphere at home of a true good Christian family. Now that is still possible today. Because one dimension where it's going wrong is missing parents. Parents are busy doing something else. Dad is working, mom's maybe working as well, or busy with something else. I have been in restaurants where I've seen a family of 4, they place their order and they're waiting for their food to be served and they're all busy on their smartphones. Dad, mom and the 2 children.
Yes.
Now that definitely is avoidable.
Yes.
So to that extent, I think it's within our control, where we work as a good family, we sit together for a meal, we say our family prayers. These kind of things bring in certain family values. Will the child stop being curious? I don't think so. But at least he would have or she would have a better perception of right and wrong. And if it's a family that's communicating well and working as one unit, the chances of a child coming or having a conversation with the parents, or the comfort level of a parent having a difficult conversation with a child is that much easier. So that, I think, is something that's within our hands. So not being missing parents, or being parents who are actively involved in their child's progress, be it school, be it their conversations, instead of not being there for them. That definitely can be done. And then, of course, to a certain extent, you can rely on technology. Is snooping correct? I think no. But with technology today, you can see exactly what WhatsApp messages your son or your daughter is receiving. Now, Is that right or wrong as a parent to snoop? It's a different topic altogether. But the technology is there.
Yeah, you mean to have a kind of rapport. They spend quality time with their children so as that they too are free to share their things openly to their parents. There's no hide and seek concept remaining. So as everything is clear to the parents.
I don't know if today kids still say it. I'm sure they do. I really hope they do. The boy says, my dad is my best friend. Or I've heard many girls, including my wife, saying my mother is my best friend. So the relationship is beyond just parent and child, because as the child grows up, they have a relationship as two adults, one slightly older and younger. And with it comes a level of transparency.
Yeah.
So maybe that level of rapport can help to a certain extent manage this issue of privacy as well.
They don't feel that when there's certain kind of rapport, children won't feel that the parents are intruding into their life.
They feel the need to hide.
Yeah.
So they don't want to show it in front of their parents. And another thing is, when you said snooping is correct or incorrect and all, I know you don't want to take sides, but I feel that I will definitely insist on my God-given authority of being a parent. I am your parent. Until you have grown up, I am your parent, and I insist that I need to know what is going on in your life. I take my style of parenting, and it is still at the very early stage, from the Bible. God has given me authority over my children, and it is my responsibility that I bring them up well-adjusted adults. So I'm an extremist in my thought with regards to that.
So I just come to a few days back. Me and my friend, both engineers, were talking, and we were both saying, thank God none of us got into bad habits. The entire group. You recollect I was telling you this. None of us got into drugs. None of us got into excessive alcoholism. None of us got into excessive, smoking or this. And he said, we are so lucky. Because it is truly, you don't know what peer groups you will have. You don't know what are your friend circle going to be like. You can control it till you're in school.
Until they are under your roof.
Moment you are out of school.
Out of home.
Out of home. You're going to college, and you're an engineer yourself. It's pretty rough out there. Okay? It was at least. Today I know of the same engineering college where I went to, totally into drugs. And there are touts who go up to the door at the hostel and deliver it. And nothing is done. Now, I think of it from, I have control on my kid or my child up to my doorstep. Beyond that, it's a trust in the Lord. But how do I make sure that what I have in control in my doorstep is good enough to make sure that his life outside is safe? And that's where I come to, freedom comes with responsibility. And at that age, a child, even till the age of 15, 16, that's why even in the law, he cannot be given a life sentence till he completes the age of 16 now. But he's a child till then, because his maturity levels are not there. So giving responsibility, giving him freedom doesn't come with equal responsibility. Therefore, full freedom is never good. It has to be controlled. And therefore, full privacy is full freedom. Very dangerous. Because I'm not looking at only this social media as a problem. I'm looking at the social menace of drugs. There are pedophiles of the world out there. Whether it's through social media they're coming to you, or there. But your child will show you signs that there's something wrong when he demands his privacy.
Exactly.
It's a sign. At that time, you need to make a choice. How do you get to him? Because if you go to a person, he becomes rebellious. And I think the Bible teaches us everything is possible only with love. You want to avoid a rebellious creature? You learn love. With love, he will bow down in shame. That is what the Bible tells you. Even your enemy will bow down in shame when you shower him with love and you defeat him with love. And out of the four walls of my house, it is only this love that will take him through. Because I have no control of his life outside the four walls. I trust him to God. He's entrusted to God. And with the values I've taught him at home, he goes on. My prayers, of course, are there, putting my trust in God. But he's out there all on his own. His peers, people peddling drugs, the drug peddlers of the world, they're all after him. And he's insecure there. But in the four walls, I need to, as a parent, recognize signs that he's moving towards this. And therefore, I come back to the point. Full freedom. There's no responsibility at that age. It is difficult to give him the freedom he wants. And he's demanding that freedom for a point. We need to recognize that as parents.
The privacy you're talking
That privacy. So the privacy is freedom, privacy.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah, hand in hand.
You're absolutely right. The signs will be visible. Now, how we tackle it is a totally different subject. But the signs definitely will be visible. And one way to sort of soften it or reduce it or make it pretty much zero is to communicate as a family. If all of us are spending the bulk of the time at home doing their own stuff, dad watching TV, mom's on the phone with a friend, kids on WhatsApp with his friends, hopefully WhatsApp or maybe something worse, and you don't know who's doing what because no one's communicating. Whereas if you sit together as a family, you spend some time every day, you get a better handle of things, of what is happening, what is not happening. And you can pick up the signs. The second part of it is, what do you do if you pick up the signs? And that goes back to that specific family, what kind of values they work under, what kind of rapport they have. And that will give you a course of how to handle it. Maybe. How successful will it be? I mean, can we get to a situation where you can completely avoid it? I don't think so, because there are so many external influences.
At one time there were books. You replaced it by the computer. Then you replaced it by the mobile, and it will keep moving ahead, and there's no end to it. Just to share with you, while I taught catechism in Bombay, I had the most lovely batch. 8th standard, 7th standard, 9th standard. Those are the batches. What beautiful children. Fun. I mean, mischievous to the core. After a few years, I had left Bombay. I was still in touch with all of them. I got to know these guys were in drugs. I then got to know one of them died with an overdose. And you go back and check. 100% privacy. Parents having a problem. The other kids, this is a guy who died. The other kids who are associated with these menace. Either the parents were not available at home, all of them working. Sundays was without the parents. No communication, obviously, what you're saying, very right. And a disturbed setup. So children need handholding, because responsibility is not their forte.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't expect them to act responsible at that age. They're exploring. They don't realize. In our childhood, we would climb a tree and they would say, don't climb a tree. And we would climb and then fall. I mean, today there's no tree. It's the web. Okay? Or it's the drugs. The peddlers. They're all there. They're all there. So, your home can't be a private place. And we need to, as parents, to start it. All. Our time on the phone. I have 2 kids, 4 and 2 years of age. My son at the age of 2, when I'm on the mobile, puts it off. He wants attention. And if I then, try and say, no, I don't want to do it, he starts crying. Now, he at his age will do this. moment he grows, he will realize, I had my father who used to tell me, get out, I'm on my own. He'll think he has the right to have his own time with nobody disturbing him.
Tell his mother and his father, get off, I need my time. You know? So
I think it starts with me
as
a parent, and it's difficult to give the right of privacy to a child who's not yet matured. And probably after the age of 18, whatever values you have set here will be seen in him, and his actions will talk of it, whether he's in drugs or he's this. But a parent's influence doesn't stop whether he's 18 or 21 or he's 30. He's still your child. And so you have every right on him, at least till the time he's married. Okay. So, yes, you have that right to correct your child. You have a right to guide your child. And even if at the age of 21, if he demands total privacy, there could be something still wrong at that time.
So it may begin with 13, you know, when they reach teenage years. And ours is not an isolated family. If you and I have this idea of this is how we will raise. Their friends come from different backgrounds.
Correct.
And in
Absolutely.
their home, something else will be happening. So as they grow into teenagers, probably, you know, letting a little loose within the boundary. Let them, like, okay, you'll sit on the internet. I'm giving you a specific time, half an hour, and you sit in the hall and do what you're doing. Okay, you'll go down to play. Who are your friends? Let me know. Who are you chatting with? Who are your contact list? Let me know. Something like that, you know. I'm no parenting expert, but, this is probably...
This is how you learnt it in the physical form when you wanted to know who your parents would ask you, who are your friends you're going to play with?
Yeah, so climbing a tree
who are the guys
example.
you're chatting with? It's just changed the platform.
The context is changed. Even when you mentioned the context of your parents said, don't climb the tree. Their idea was you will fall and scrape yourself and hurt yourself. They don't want. Ultimately, parents don't want children to fall and get hurt. Today we are saying don't be on the internet. So a better way would be I'll stand next to you, you climb the tree, and if you fall, I'm here to catch you. And then let loose, come back, let him climb alone. You see, you watch. So this is your time till they are in your home to stand back. Right now I'm telling them don't climb the tree when they are this age. Then I tell them I'm standing. If you climb, if you are on the internet, I'm sitting next to you. And then you let loose. You are in the vicinity of the home. You be on the internet. I'm around here. I can come anytime and see. And then you let go, trusting God, definitely. And praying together as a family. You pray your values will be with you even later in your life, you know. Whenever it is, my personal experience, it's 8:30. Anywhere in the world I am, I've only traveled once abroad, but now that I'm in Goa, I'm from Bombay. Whenever the clock strikes 8:30, there's something that says it's time for prayers. Why? Because since I was born, 8:30 is the time in my home that my parents sat in front of the altar with the rosary in their hands and said their prayers. So pray, teach good values, and then you have to let loose, trusting that they will take responsibility.
No, as Neville said that it's only till the doorstep that you can control.
Yes.
But if that, till the doorstep, if you have a certain kind of hold over them, then definitely no matter whatever pressure comes from the outside, the thought will always be there in their mind that, no, this is not what I have been taught. This will hurt my parents. That thought would come in the background. It will be there in their mind.
So you need to couple it with what he's saying. The bonding of parents is very important.
Communication.
The children, communication. It's today non-existent, as he's saying, because people are all, everyone is on the mobile.
Yeah.
In fact, if you can pinpoint one demon in this, it's only the mobile. There's nothing else. People have stopped using computers and laptops.
There is one other side to privacy itself. Not a definition of privacy, but privacy basically is, I want to do something where I don't want to be disturbed in any form or fashion. And I want to do it. So that's one side of privacy. I have no expertise to really preach about good parenting, no expert. But if you look at modern day homes, if you've got young children, sometimes they can be very challenging, very difficult, and demanding your time when you really want to do something else, maybe finish the cooking or finish something for the office. You could be genuinely busy at that time and the kid could really be demanding your attention, crying or shouting or fighting or whatever it is. And one simple way to tackle it, which a lot of people do, is sit them in front of the TV. And then they can be there 24/7. They're not going to disturb anybody.
Biggest demon.
Yeah, they would just sit there and watch. Now, when you go out, it's not always possible to carry your TV with you, but you have your smartphone. So if you're in a restaurant and this kid makes a mess, really wants your attention, just give him the mobile and he's just playing with it, doing whatever he's doing, and you can have a nice conversation and possibly a good meal. So as parents, we're taking the easier way and sort of putting the seeds of, hey, I need my privacy. I'm watching my TV program, please don't disturb. I'm watching something which you guys are not watching, I'm just watching it on my own. That's one dimension of privacy that parents are promoting too. So by putting in an amount of effort, like our parents did with us, possibly that dimension can be removed.
It just means that we need to adapt according to the changing environment.
Yes.
As Robin very clearly put it out in the beginning itself, that a better communication with the children, a better rapport the parents have with the children would definitely help in maintaining a good relationship that would help to have a responsibility towards the children. And the children too would learn to be responsible. And Carol, as a very responsible mother, said that it's a God-given authority and every parent should exercise this authority in the right sense to have a proper control over their children. And we saw that Neville very clearly put it out. It's only till the doorstep that parents have hold over their children. So why not take advantage of that and make proper use of parenting so that we have children who grow up to be mature and responsible citizens. Thank you for being with us in this episode of Green Pastures. Till we meet next time, stay blessed.